pressure when you're transitioning so you can feel what the car is actually doing. So again, a transition, like we were just doing, is you're going to your left direction, so you're counter steered to your right, and as the car is rotating, you're feeling the speed of the rotation, and you're steering the wheel at the same speed. So in some cars, this will automatically happen. You'll be able to just throw the wheel and it will spin. This particular car, you have to walk it through. But what that does is it keeps you in touch with what's happening all the time. Ideally, you'd let go of the wheel, have it transition on your own. But something like this is more difficult, so it's nicer to be able to teach you guys in something like this. So again, we're drifting to the left. We're counter steered to the right. As the car is rotating, you're also steering the wheel the opposite direction. When the car feels like it stops rotating, there's no need to continue turning the wheel. If you're spinning out during that, you'll need to steer faster. If you're ending up straightening out, you'll want to steer slower so that the car can actually pivot. So again, we're going to come into this first turn, handbrake, ready to go, steer right, upset, pull the handbrake, and get on the gas. And then transition, we're going to steer left, and then quickly steer at the same rate as the car is. Do this again here, same rotational as the car. We're going around, we're getting to these outer zones. We're getting on power, we're transitioning. Again, the car's rotating around, we're doing it at the same speed. The car's rotation at the same speed as the steering wheel. Alright, so that about sums up the figure eights. When here comes the transition, we're going to feel it out, and then pull the handbrake to settle the car. This is also... Now we're going to do some handbrake transitions. If you're having trouble in the transition, what this can do is kind of work as a reset. And with an automatic car, it'll work well because the car, you can't use a clutch kick in between transitions to make it snap. So we're going to do the same transition, but as soon as the car rotates over while you're counter steering, you're going to pull the handbrake and rotate your steering wheel with the other hand. Okay? So basically we do the same entrance as before. Come in, pull the handbrake, car sideways, power through. We're counter steering, and when here comes the transition, we're going to feel it out and then pull the handbrake to settle the car. This is also useful in turns where you have to slow down. So if we come in too fast, you can transition, e-brake, and get back on the throttle. And get the car sideways. Look at that horse. Upshift. Alright, so what we're going to do now is teach you guys upshift drift. This particular car only has paddle shifters, so it gets pretty interesting. So this will really kind of cover every type of car. If, for some reason, you have paddle shifters as well, this will work great. And if you have a lever that you can just pull and shift, that is much, much easier. In drifting, paddle shifting is not necessarily what you want because you actually have to look at the steering wheel and decide which side is up and which side is down. So while we're in drift, I'm going to have to peek down and look at this little horse right here, this Mustang, and decide if I'm going up or I'm going downshift. The reason why we're upshifting in this is because we're going to try to make a long sweeping turn. And it will be interesting to see how we can do with this thing. Alright, so we're going to throw it in and get the car sideways. Look at that horse, upshift. Go all the way around the circle. And I spun out. Alright, so we do the same thing again. We're going to come into the turn, handbrake in, get the car sideways, look at that horse, get the upshift, drive out wide, and then we're going to use the handbrake again. Oh! And it spins out again. God damn it. Alright, try it one more time here. We're going to handbrake in, get the car sideways, find that upshift button, get on the gas, and get through that turn with a little handbrake extension. All right, so we'll do this again. Take note of the handbrake extension. It's definitely an interesting one. We're using that to slow the car down because we can't clutch in and foot brake. So we're using the handbrake and a little bit of the foot brake to slow the car down. So let's do this again. Here we go. Throw it in. Get the car sideways. Find that upshift button. There it is. And kick yourself around. All right. So this also gives me a good time to explain how to slow down and drift, because we're going to pick up speed till about 40 miles per hour here and then have to slow down to 20. And how we're going to do that is by using the handbrake and the foot brake while the car's at angle. Whenever you're going to use the handbrake and the foot brake, you're going to pull them at the same time, but you're just lightly pressing on the foot brake. You're not pushing it super hard. And you're going to have your hand on the wheel because you're going to have to steer left and right, because you're going to steer into the drift for more angle and steer away from the drift without angle. If you do this correctly, you will not spin. It takes a little bit of effort to get used to, but it's definitely doable. So we're going to throw it in, get sideways, look at the steering wheel, get our upshift in there, and we have to slow down, so we're going to foot brake and hand brake and steer the car to more angle. And we just went from a high-speed turn to a low-speed turn. Alrighty. Alright, so what we're going to do here now, because we're doing the rental car Olympics, we're going to teach you how to do a reverse 180 and then drive out of it. You're going to start with the car in reverse, and then you're going to get up to about 30 miles an hour, whip the wheel, let the front come around, and smash it into drive. So we're going to look back. We'll use our reverse cam here. Picking up speed, getting it good. Steer a little bit one direction and flip it back the other direction. And then we're able to just drive right out of it. All right, so again, we're in reverse, getting up to about 30 miles an hour. We steer one way a little bit and flick it back the other way and smash it into drive. Super simple, very, very easy to do. Just end with the steering wheel straight and you're good to go.